Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're doing well. Today we are doing a declutter in a different setup. This is my bedroom. I don't film in here because it's just quite dark. I don't really have like a nice background. I don't really think my bed and my clothes are that aesthetic. So yeah, I don't really film in here, but I do have a nice vanity desk, makeup desk in here. And yeah, we're gonna declutter. I'm gonna do this in parts because I love watching declutters myself and I do kind of go back to them. Some of them are like so long, and I think a few of my other ones I've like had to break down into a couple parts. So today is going to be part one, and it's going to be primers, foundations, skin tints and concealers. So like base-ish products. I don't know when the second part is going to go out, maybe in like 2 or 3 weeks. I'm here with juice water, because declutters are always quite a long thing. I would love it if you can like and subscribe. It would mean an awful lot to me. Join the family. I upload weekly, sometimes twice a week. I've got a new Instagram which is all things beauty. I've kind of separated it from my normal Instagram, so I'll leave that link down below if you want to give me a follow. I talk quite daily on there about all things beauty. And yeah, I don't have the biggest collection. I probably do have a bigger collection than the average person. And yeah, one, I love beauty, I love makeup, I love different brands. And two, by doing YouTube, I need to have options. Can't be showing you the same makeup products day in, day out. So I don't know how much I'm going to get rid of. I haven't purchased that much this year. There's definitely some things that I just know is old. I know that there's some things that I want to use up. And I work away in London 2 days a week. And I have a makeup bag there. So if there's things where I don't want in this collection and I kind of want to use them up, I will put them aside, take them to London, because I go through that makeup quicker because it's like smaller, if that makes sense. And there will also be things that are old which I'm going to throw away, and anything else that I could pass on will be going to any friends and family. So yeah, that's kind of where everything's going. So yeah, long intro, let's get into it. Okay, so I have my tubs here. So this is going to be throwaway, and then this one is going to be like take to London and share with friends and family. Okay, I do have these drawers from IKEA. I prefer these to the Alex drawers because you can literally like pull them out and you can really get to the back. So yeah, these are all my primers. How I have these organised at the moment, which I do like this organisation like way I've got it, so I'm not going to really change that, is I have grippy primers, I have like matte primers, hydrating primers, and then glowy primers, and then these are kind of just favourites that I just keep out. Okay, so let's start off with glowy primers. I love primers, so I probably do have an excessive amount, which probably is unnecessary, but and I've got some samples here. Is this empty? Yeah, so these are some like free samples of Charlotte Tilbury and Chanel, so I'm just going to keep those in there. I don't really use them, but there's something just handy to have in case I ever want to like mix something, so I'm just going to keep them. Okay, so things I'm definitely going to keep. I definitely want to keep this Glotion. I've really been enjoying this, so this is definitely going to be kept. This is in 902 Light Glow, and it's kind of like a pinkier tone, which I think is why I like it. I do for summer want to get the other colour of this, so yeah. These this multitasker, so I'm going to keep both. So I've got the Rimmel one and the e.l.f. one. I've been preferring this e.l.f. one because... No, I've been preferring the Rimmel one because it just has a bit more coverage. But I'm going to keep both. I've been saying for a while that I want to get a different colour in this e.l.f. one. When I do that, I'll probably replace this. Or do I just get rid of this? And then it will force me to get the lighter one. Do you know what? I'm going to do that. So, keeping the multitasker. And then I'm going to pass this one along. It's still good. It's just, it's in... what colour is this? This is in... It's in shade 2. And I know they brought out some like fairer tones. So, keeping the Rimmel. And then I'm going to pass along the e.l.f. So another thing that I'm going to keep is this MAC Strobe Dewy Skin Tint. It looks absolutely battered, but I do like this. I've been reusing it again after not using it for a really long time, and I really enjoy it. This fine skin tint I haven't been using, even though I really do like it, but I just don't ever seem to use it. You know what, I'm going to pass this along. This is in shade 2. No, it's in shade 3. So yeah, I think I'm going to pass this along. I feel like somebody would get better use out of it, and I don't need it. So okay, this e.l.f. These are the e.l.f. bronzing drops in shade Rose Gold. I'm going to keep these. I'm not a massive fan. I got these a while ago when the Drunk Elephant ones. This is like a sleek highlighting elixir. I got this before the bronzing drops, before we got all the dupes for the bronzing drops, and I actually think I prefer this kind of formula, but the colour is very gold. So I'm going to keep this one, the e.l.f. one, because I do think the colour is better, but it's not my favourite. But I kind of use it very sparingly when I've got like a foundation or a skin tint when need to warm it up. So I will be keeping this, but yeah, it's not my favourite. And I'm gonna pass this along. As well as this Glow and More, they're both like highlighters, and I actually quite like this, but they're just not something I reach for. If I'm gonna add glow to my skin, I'm going for like something else. So I'm actually gonna pass both of these along. And then this Wonder Glow I'm actually going to take with me to work. It's discontinued, so I don't really use it on my channel, even though I really do like it. So I'm going to take it to work. It's a bit bougie to have at work, but it will get used up, so take that to work. And then lastly, I've got a Vive Skin Dew. This is a mini. I am actually going to be keeping this just because it's really handy to have, and it is like a mini version. Okay, hydrating primers. So these are what I want to use as like a moisturizing like vibe. To start off with, I'm going to be keeping my Refy and my Vive. I love both of these. They are super hydrating, makes your skin look like so nicely prepped for makeup, so keeping both of these. This NYX Bright Maker I'm actually going to throw away. It's quite old, I've used quite a lot of it. It's not the nicest. It's got like a pearl to it, but it's not like a nice pearl. So yeah, this one's going to get thrown away. And then I've got the Skin Hero from Arborium. I love this. This is nearly used up. I'm going to keep this here though, because I really like to use this. So, and if I keep it here, I'll use it up here and then I'll repurchase. I think if I have the funds available at the time, I'll get the bigger version of this because I just really loved it. It's not the cheapest of things, but it's stunning. So I'm gonna keep this. And same with this Laneige Water Bank cream. Again, super hydrating. Water creams are really good for my dry skin. They seem to like just really penetrate the skin nicely. So I am going to keep this here, and I'm going to repurchase the bigger one 100%. Again, it's a little bit pricey, but I think worth it. This is the Luminous Putty Primer. This is like a mini. I'm actually going to take this to work. I think I would just use this up quite quickly. I quite like it. I think it'll be super handy for me to have at work, so this is going in my work section. Grippable primers, so I only have 3. I really love this Rimmel Multitasker one. If I'm going to be picking a grippy primer, it's this first, and then I am going to pick this one. So I'm actually going to keep these 2, and I'm going to give this to a friend because it's a nice primer. I just prefer these to it, and I don't wear grippy primers enough to need all 3. Okay, so I've got like pore refining or like smoothing primers now. This is one of my favourites. This is the Iconic Velvet Smooth Pore Refining Primer. This is absolutely stunning, so I will be keeping this. It makes your skin just feel quite hydrated but smooth at the same time. It doesn't like suck all the life out of your skin, so really like that. My Hourglass one, this is the mini one. This, if you do watch my normal videos, makes my skin, well, it doesn't even make my skin feel good, it does that, but it just itself is probably the nicest feeling thing I have ever felt. It's like butter, but in a good way, like rubbing butter on your skin, but in a good way. So yeah, love this, gonna be keeping this. I have the Fenty True Matte Pro Filter. Again, it's quite hydrating but gives an overall kind of matte appearance, so I am going to be keeping this one. It's one of my all-time favourites that I think this is my second one, and I'm about here, so this probably will get used this year. If not, it'll be very nearly done by the end of this year. And then these 2 e.l.f. ones. This matte putty primer I am going to declutter. I don't use this matte version. I have others that I prefer. And this liquid poreless putty primer, I'm actually going to pass this along. I do quite like it. It's very similar to this Iconic one, and obviously the Iconic one is more expensive, but I do prefer this Iconic one. So if I'm reaching for the 2, I'm gonna reach for this Iconic one. If I'm looking for like a pore filling situation, I go for my other stuff. So this one just kind of gets forgotten. So, and then yeah, lastly, so this Iconic blurring primer. This is probably one of my all-time favourite primers. I think this is my 3rd one. It's not the cheapest, but it makes your skin just like chef's kiss, so 100% keeping this. And then I have my e.l.f. This is the vitamin C like putty primer, the C Bright one, and I really do like how it like brightens up my skin. This will probably get used up this year, so I am going to just keep this and just really try and get it used up this year. So this is where we're at. I feel like we're definitely looking a bit more empty. There's room for some more. Yeah, I really like how this drawer looks, and I feel like we managed to declutter a lot too. Okay, next. So I have this split where I have setting sprays at the back, but we're not going to do those today. I have all my foundations and I have my skin tints at the front. I think it's very like clear on foundations and skin tints. It's probably at the stage where it's as full as I like it. So if I want to get some more stuff this year, I kind of need to go and declutter a few of these. Okay, foundations first. So straight away I'm going to pull out what I want to be keeping, and Marauder is 100% keeping. This is my all-time favourite. I got this year, and it's just, it is a colour changing foundation. The formula of it, like for me, it's not the fact that it's colour changing that I like, it's just the pure formula. The way it wears, it is stunning. This is my favourite drugstore foundation. This is the L'Oreal True Match. I've got stuff on there, and this is in 1.5N. Love the finish of this. I actually think I would get a different shade when I repurchase this, but it will be something that I repurchase. I think it's time to say goodbye to my double wear. It's almost out. It's probably, I got this for Christmas from my brother probably like 4 years ago. I don't even think this is my shade anymore. It looks incredibly dark. It's in 1W1 Bone. Yeah, it's time to just throw this away. This Kylie one I really like. This is in 2C. The colour is quite yellow. I don't actually think it is cool. I think from what I've seen online, a lot of people have been saying that this is quite a warm like range, but I do love the finish of this, so I'm gonna keep this. This IRL filter foundation, I do like this, and it is a really good drugstore like option. It's just a little pale for me. This is an F1. When I wear it, it's almost like I've got like white face paint on, but it is really, really lovely. So this might be something that I repurchase at some point, but in a like a darker shade. So this one's quite old as well. I think it's time for this one to just be thrown away. I got two NARS foundations. Out of the two, so I've got Mont Blanc in both. This is the Sheer Glow, and then this is the, is it the Radiant Longwear? Yeah, so the Natural Radiant Longwear. Out of the two, I prefer the colour of this, but I prefer the formula of this. So, do I need both? No. I am going to keep the Natural Radiant Longwear and try and use it up this year, and I'm going to pass this one along, the Sheer Glow, because if I'm picking something with a bit more of a lighter coverage, I'm going for my Marauder or True Match. So it's time to say goodbye to the NARS. My MAC Studio Radiance, this is in NC11. This colour is off, but I do like this formula. I like it for quite glam looks, so I'm going to be keeping that. And I feel like I've made room for a couple of new ones that might come through this year. Okay. And then we have skin tints. So I actually prefer a skin tint to a foundation. I like a skin tint with a lot of hydration, and then I like to add coverage with concealers. Let's start with what I am going to keep. So the True Match, the plumping serum, this is in 0.5 to 2 very light. This is my favourite ever skin tint. I'm obsessed with it, so this is going to be something that I am 100% keeping. This Truth Tint made by Mitchell, out of all of his base range, I tried his like more full coverage foundation and concealer. I wasn't a fan of that, and I tried the shiny primer as well. Didn't like that, but this is lovely. Melts into the skin. This is in TT1. This is lovely for holiday because it's quite full coverage, but you can put on like hardly anything. So yeah, I'm keeping this. This one is quite new. I don't think this is the right colour for me, which is a bit annoying, but I'm going to keep this. It's quite new. I want to try it a bit more, maybe see, like figure out what time of year I can wear this, because my skin does go from being like incredibly pale to like, I mean I don't really tan, but it goes to having a bit more colour. So I need to just figure out where my skin with the seasons fits with this. This Kylie one, I have this one on today. Love this. I do want to get another colour. This is really good for my winter shade 2C. So I think for summer I want to get a darker colour because I do really, really like this. So yeah, keeping this. This I'm gonna take to work. I had it in my work bag and was using it like all day, every day. And then kind of thought, well, if I'm using it so much at work, let me bring it back into my collection. I haven't been using it as much. It's the Maybelline 4-in-1. It's like almost like, it's like one of the glow primers, but it's got quite a lot of coverage. That's why it's in my skin tint area, because the glow is very subtle. It looks kind of shiny in here, but it isn't. I'm going to take this back to work. I think I would more use of it at work. So that's going to be a work. My work bag is going to be incredibly full. Next I've got this CC cream by Arborium. This I really did like. It's all very similar. It's colour changing, so it starts out white and then kind of mixes into your colour. This is actually a little bit warm for me at the moment, so I like to use this in the summer. I am going to keep this, and if I don't get it used up this year, then it will go next year, but I do really enjoy this. It's almost like a lighter version and a bit more warmer of my Marauder, so yeah, this one's going to be kept. And then these two, so this iconic one I'm gonna pass along. It's just, out of all of my skin tints, it's like one of the last ones I go to reach for. It is a nice formula, but I think I have ones I prefer more, so this one's gonna get passed along. And this one is in shade Neutral Fair, but I think it's just time for it to, yeah, time. It's had its due. Okay, and this Superstay one, I do quite like this, and I do kind of want to keep it, but it's just if I'm going to choose out of these two, I'm always picking my True Match. Do I need both? You know what, I am going to keep it, and if I feel like I don't use it as much this year, then next year, because it is nice. The colours, I prefer the colour for this True Match. It's a bit more neutral. This is a little bit more yellow, so I think that's why I go for the True Match more. And it's, the Superstay just has a bit too much of a tint. To me, it's like a foundation over a skin tint. But I'm going to keep both of those. Okay, I didn't do too well on the skin tints, but I definitely reduce a little bit, making some room. And we're gonna do, yeah, setting sprays another day. So I'm just gonna pick out my, I'm not gonna take the drawer out for my, in that drawer, because it's got all powders and stuff in there, but just want to do concealers. I definitely want to reduce on some of this, because I definitely have some stuff that I just don't use. Okay, so let's start off with what we are going to be keeping. This Fenty, the We're Even Hydrating Longwear Concealer. I don't see many people speaking about this. It is one of my all-time favourite concealers that I've tried. It's such a nice formula. It is long wearing but hydrating. It's just chef's kiss. I will repurchase this again and again and again. And this is in 150N. Beautiful colour, works so nicely with my skin. I don't find that it clogs up my skin. Yeah, 10 out of 10. Next, I basically repotted these Bear With Me concealers, because they were in the little pump, and I just got these from, I think they were from Amazon. And I just peeled off the sticker, and they, ta-da, and they're just on like a doe foot. The lighter one I'm going to keep here, and then this darker one I'm actually going to take to work with me, because it's more of my skin tone, and I think for work, if I just want to spot conceal and then put on some mascara, this will be ideal for that. So I'm going to take that back to work. Full coverage concealers. So I've got my HNB, I've got my Vive, and I have my Kylie. This Kylie one I do like, but it's so like light, like it's so pale, and I guess it is quite nice for like a brightening situation, but I don't know. The HNB is staying, I really enjoy that. The Vive one I'm basically done, so I think it's time to just throw this away. There's like hardly any product in that. This I did enjoy when I first got it, but I found that it dried out quite quickly, so I think that I am going to maybe not repurchase this yet, but at some point maybe repurchase. It's not going to be like something that I'm like, oh my god, I need, but I did enjoy it. But yeah, so this one I'm gonna throw. Multitasker, I do really like. I'm just not a fan of this applicator. but I do like it, and I think it makes my under eyes look really, really nice. So I'm going to keep this, and if I don't wear this time, it might be something that I depot as well. As much as I think it's innovative, coming out with like different ways of doing concealer, a doe foot is the best way. So yeah, I do like this ball and it's very cooling, but it's just the actual packaging puts me off. It's a shame, but I'm going to keep this for now. This Super Stay is time to be thrown away. Probably like 3 years old, so goodbye. This NARS Pot concealer I do really like. I just don't use it. I have really managed to get on top of my skin, and I don't really get active breakouts anymore. This was basically what I used for when I had active breakouts. Because I wouldn't want to use a doe foot, so I would put this on with my finger or like a brush, and it's got like full coverage. I just don't need this anymore, so we're gonna say goodbye. This is also very old, probably like 5 years old, so yeah. Minis, I have this Nude Sticks one, which is quite recent. This, I had the bigger one and I used it up fully. Love this. It's in Nude 1. It's again very hydrating. The coverage is still really nice, so love that. This Hourglass one is probably on its very last legs. It's a stunning concealer, and I probably would repurchase this. This is in Birch. It's just gone to the stage where it's a little bit dried out, so do I keep this? Yeah, I'm going to keep it for a little bit longer. If I find that it's really dry and claggy, I will get rid of. And then this Maybelline one, this is like the pinky tone. I really, again, don't like that dauber. So I kind of took it off. I don't think I need this. It's not super light. It's almost like my skin tone. I've used quite a bit of it, so I think it's just time to get rid of. This Kylie one, oh, I don't know what to do. It is nice, it's just, will I use it? Yeah, I'm going to get rid of this Kylie one. I think it's time, and if I'm going for something more full coverage, I'm going to be grabbing this one. Okay, so this is all the concealer that I'm keeping, which is not a lot, so yeah. You know what? I think I might actually do powder today with you as well. So this is, I should have got this drawer out. So this is the drawer where we've just done the concealer, and I don't think I'm going to get rid of basically any powder though. I literally love all my powder. So let me just get it all out. At the back I have like my puffs and stuff. So this is my powder. Only pressed powders that I actually have. So I have this Kosas one, which is one of my favourites. I've hit pan. I'm sure I will finish it this year and it will be repurchased. Another one that I love is this e.l.f. Prime and Stay finishing powder. This is a dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury one, and I think it's like £3 or £4. If you don't have this, just get it, try it. It's £3. Yeah, I would highly recommend trying this, but I'm going to keep both of those. And then for other pressed powders, I have like these duos, and this one is from Makeup Revolution, where it has the pressed powder on top and then the loose powder below. I actually really like this Revolution one. I've been really trying to get on board with this Jordana Tisha one. I love the top powder. So this one I love. I think it's so nicely blurred and like really good for when you want something full coverage. But I'm not a fan of the loose powder. I find it kind of, I'm not sure. I do like it. I think I just prefer my others, so I just find myself not reaching for this. So this one I'm going to pass along, But this Makeup Revolution one is really nice. It's like really finely milled, and it's really, because it's so white, it's a really nice brightening colour. So I'm going to be keeping that and those. I do have this HNB one, and I literally have hardly any left. So I think I'm going to throw this away. There's literally like, I don't know if you can see, I've got like nothing left. I do love this one. I recommended this to my friend Harriet and she loves it. It will be something that I repurchase probably once I've kind of got this down a bit. This will be something that I repurchase. This e.l.f. one, this is one of their Halo powders. I don't really see people talking about this a lot. This is the Halo, yeah, light Claire powder. For the drugstore, it is so good. I really enjoy it. I find that it really makes my skin like matte, but without being like thick. It like is like a breathable matte. It's not my most full coverage, but I really do enjoy this. My trusted Laura Mercier, I'm keeping this. I go back to her. I do forget about her sometimes, but then I go back to her and I love her. So I'm keeping this. And then out of my minis, I'm going to be keeping all three of these. I've got my One Size in translucent, my Huda in pound cake, and then the Hourglass Veil one in translucent. Love these. So yeah, not really getting rid of much from my powder. I think I have a lot of powder. I want to kind of start getting through it. And then kind of seeing what I want to like repurchase. I do kind of want the Huda Beauty one in the pink. I don't have a pink powder. I'd like to get a few more pressed powders, and then I think, yeah, where I'm at with my loose powders, I am good. I'm just gonna pop these. I've got to make way for like new stuff, otherwise collections just become overwhelming. So yeah. Okay, so this is where we are at for what we've managed to declutter. So this is being thrown away. This is what I'm going to be taking to work, and this is what I'm going to be handing out to friends and family if they want it. If not, it will get thrown away because it is quite used. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. This is the end of part 1. Part 2 is going to be liquid blush, liquid bronze, and then my powder bronze and blush. So that will be coming up in part 2. But yeah, thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoy, and yeah, hopefully see you again super soon. Bye.